Welcome back to the third episode in this Netflix TV series review. In the first episode of this series, of this 5-episode series, we reviewed the Scream NTV mini-series. The last episode we reviewed one of my favourite shows on Netflix, which is on Netflix, My Little Pony, from season 1 till 9. And now we're going to be on to another one of my favourites, Lost and Found Music Studios. This is a continuation from the end of The Next Step, which obviously The Next Step is a CBBC show. It's a CBBC show about a set of dancers at its dance studio called The Next Step who go to different competitions, become famous and leave and do all that stuff. This is a spin-off from that show. Instead of it being about dancers, it's about performers. So let's get straight into it. The Good is going to be the first thing. The songs are amazing. Now, I've got my phone here. I'm just going to give you not going to play the entire song, but I'm going to give you a bit of a sneak peek into one of the songs from the show of Lost and Found Music Studios, and then we'll get into the good, the bad, and the rating out of 100. Now the part that I'm going to play will be the part in the song All About the Music, sang by the character of Jude Irwin. You'll get to it. This is sneak peek. This is, by the way, this is sang by all the characters. Later after a few episodes, a new set of characters comes to the place called Lost and Found Music Studios, and this is a song that is sung after they are accepted into it. This is the part I'm just going to show you. So that was a little sneak peek. Apart from one of the songs in Lost and Found Music Studios, that was all about the music, and it was the part sang by the character of, the part rapped by the character of, sang and rapped by the character of Jude, who in this show, obviously you can tell from what I used to say, how he sang it, is a rapper. Now on with every song, there's so many songs in the 2 seasons of this show. That was just a part of one of the songs, but there's so many songs. All About the Music, there's a song called The Standard Change, Last Shot, For You, and there's many songs. A song called Original, Firework, obviously Original and Firework you obviously listened to in that first episode of I Love Musicals. Next up is going to be the new characters, like I've obviously given you one of them, Jude. Then we have a lot of the new characters. We have Leia, Rachel, Maggie, Annabelle, Isaac, Clara, Mary, Mr. T, Parker, and then so many others. And then the returning characters from everyone's favourite CBBC show, The Next Step. And the returning characters from The Next Step are Riley, James, Michelle, Giselle, Luke, Theo, and John. Riley, Michelle, and Giselle are not really involved in many of the episodes, but Luke, Theo, John, and James all have a decent amount of screen time each episode. But Riley, Michelle, and Giselle do do get a few scenes, especially Michelle, who gets a lot of scenes with John, because there's a relationship between Michelle and John. Michelle, obviously, one of the best dancers at the Next Step, and John, a member of James's band. Okay, the good thing about this one is it's the musical. What I've named it is the musical style replacing the dancing style for the Next Step. So obviously, the Next Step was all about dancing, and the characters going dancing. Was all about the characters dancing, going to competitions, winning trophies. This this series is more about the music, the performance. It's more about the people who perform at Lost and Found going on to do bigger and better things in the performance business. That's all really good. There's a few remaining sets from. There is one which I did make it returning. I did call this one returning sets from the Next Step, but there was only one really returning set, and that was the place that was changed every season to the Next Step from Squeezed to Culture Shock to Hidalgo's to and there's another one. It was also renamed to Shakes and Ladders. It was this place where the dancers and singers could hang out had changed every season, every year. The owner went to a different place and then had renamed it after that place, and that makes a lot of scenes take place in that specific area, which has its name changed a lot. Next up, I hinted this a bit earlier when I talked about the returning characters from the Next Step, is the relationships between characters. So there's a lot of relationships. You have the relationship between Michelle and John, the relationship between John and Luke, the relationship between Luke and Leia, the relationship between Mary and Isaac, Mary and Theo, Mr. T and Parker. They have a good relationship. Jude and Ava, and there's a lot of relationships between different characters. And those were a few that I mentioned. Next up is going to be the talent of the show. There is so much talent packed into the characters of this show and into the show itself that makes it such an entertaining watch for me. And in terms of the talent, I mean, by the talent in this case I'm meaning the character's singing voice and other talents the characters have, like playing instruments. And for Riley, James, Michelle, Giselle, one of their talents is dancing. Or as I like to put it, and for Riley, James, Michelle and Giselle, their dancing skills. That's really it. So it's a very talented cast of characters. Finally, we're going to get into the bad. I mentioned her when I talked about the cat, when I talked about the different relationships and the characters. It's the annoying character of Leia. Every episode, a lot of the episodes, she's such an annoying character. Okay, she's not the worst character, she's just annoying, and that's what. It's only her being annoying that puts this and that puts us in the bad. If he wasn't she's not a bad character. Let's put it that way. She's just an annoying character. And that's really all I got for the bad. Now, obviously, you have to watch the previous two. You have to watch the first video of this 5 video series to find out how the rating out of 100 works. But for this show, I gave it 80, which is in this case great. It's great for me. It's a great TV show. It's not a bad TV show. That's why it's 80. If it was a bad TV show, it would be probably in 50, half good, half bad. But because it's not a bad TV show, it's going to be given a great rating, which is 80. But I do think there could be a few more things added in. But it does deserve to be called great, which is still really good. So they can't really Lots of our music studios review. Lots of our music studios can't really disagree. Can't really argue with that. And that's the only rating in out of all these TV shows that it's the only one out of these TV shows that doesn't get 100 rating. The remaining two do get 100 ratings, just like the first two. But those two will be next episode. Those two will be in the next two episodes. The next episode of this series will be reviewing Dueling the Phantoms, a TV show which I'll tell you what it's about in that video, and then we'll end this 5-episode series with the review of one of the best TV shows Netflix has ever produced, as everyone would know, Stranger Things. So until those next 2 episodes come out. So that's the end of the video. Subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bells to get updates for all of my videos, and hit that like button if you want to see more. I'm out. Bye.